full script with markers. Must be 1,500 plus words. 0:00 hook. What happens when a cold case is reopened 7 years later and the killer was already interviewed? This is the question that led us down a rabbit hole of forensic genealogy. And today, we're going to test it out and show you exactly what happens. 0:30 the bet. I'm going to test forensic genealogy and show you exactly what happens. We'll dive deep into the process, measure its effectiveness, and determine if it's worth it. Success will mean solving a cold case that has baffled investigators for years. 1:30 day by day / test by test. Let's start with the basics. Forensic genealogy combines traditional investigative techniques with modern genetic analysis. It's been used in several high-profile cases, but does it really work? To find out, we'll follow the steps taken in the infamous murder case that baffled everyone for years. First, we need a DNA sample. In this case, it came from a discarded coffee cup found at the crime scene. The sample was sent to a lab for analysis. After weeks of waiting, the results came back. The DNA matched a person in a public genealogical database. This was our first breakthrough. But how reliable is this information? To verify, we cross-referenced the data with other sources. This is where the real work began. We had to build a family tree, tracing relatives and connections. As we dug deeper, we uncovered a web of relationships that led us straight to the suspect. The evidence was undeniable. The suspect was interviewed years ago, but was never charged due to lack of evidence. Now, with forensic genealogy, the case could finally be solved. 3:00 new visual cue. Here's where it gets interesting. The suspect was confronted with the new evidence. The reaction was telling. The suspect broke down, admitting to the crime. This was the moment we'd been waiting for. But the journey didn't end there. We needed to ensure the confession held up in court. 4:00 new question / mystery. Would the confession be enough to secure a conviction? The legal team worked tirelessly to build a solid case. They presented the DNA evidence, the family tree, and the confession. The trial was intense. The defense challenged the reliability of the DNA analysis and the validity of the confession. But the prosecution had done their homework. The evidence was strong, and the jury agreed. 5:00 pattern interrupt. The verdict was guilty. The killer was finally brought to justice, thanks to forensic genealogy. But the real surprise is coming. There's more to this story than meets the eye. 7:00 the surprising part. During the investigation, we discovered something unexpected. The suspect had a history of similar crimes. This raised questions about other unsolved cases. Could forensic genealogy solve those too? We decided to test the technique on another cold case. The results were astonishing. Within weeks, we had leads on multiple cases. Forensic genealogy was proving to be a game changer. 8:00 final results. The numbers speak for themselves. Using forensic genealogy, we solved cases that had been dormant for years. The success rate was impressive. But what about the alternatives? We compared forensic genealogy to traditional methods. The difference was stark. Forensic genealogy provided faster, more accurate results. 9:00 honest verdict. So, would I recommend this? Absolutely. Forensic genealogy is worth it. It's a powerful tool that can solve even the most complex cases. If you're enjoying this, hit subscribe. We post stories like this every day, and you don't want to miss the next one. 10:00 in subscribe, CTA subscribe, and hit the bell. We drop new true crime content every single day. The next story is even crazier. Tomorrow, the sister's revenge 3 months later. Do not miss it.